This is the Board Game Quiz Show, and I'm your Quiz Master Shu. With me today is Gavan Brown. He is a game designer, creative director, and wearer of many other hats at Roxley Games. Now, Gavan is the next contestant in Season 4, where we pit Canadian board game designers who are real-life friends against each other. We're nearing the end of the season, so we're going to find out who comes out on top soon enough. Gavan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Oh, good.
I watched a few on YouTube, and they're really fun to watch.
Good,
and actually participate in.
Well, I'm glad you're coming in with a sense of hope rather than dread, which is most of our contestants.
Yeah. Who knows? I'm a bit of a choker when it comes to trivia, but I'll do my best here.
Okay, that's all we can ask for over here. What are you up to these days? What's going on at Roxley?
Doing lots of development, lots of game design. So working on some of my own designs. We got more Dice Throne coming out. We're working away on Skyrise, trying to get that to the factory. And we just did a big successful Santorini campaign, which was super great. So we're also working on that, trying to get that off to the printer as well.
Awesome. That sounds like that's why you're wearing so many hats, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally. But I got a great team to support me, so that's awesome.
Awesome. Great to hear. Well, you co-designed and published Brass Birmingham, which recently hit the #1 spot on Board Game Geek's ratings, which means all the users on Board Game Geek, so this the board game community, have voted that game the best game of all time. So congratulations on that. You've made it. That means you won. And that leads us to round 1, which I'm calling Winner, Winner, Rooster Dinner, because the Roxley mascot is a rooster, right? I'm not incorrect.
It is,
okay,
yes.
All right. So we're calling this Winner, Winner, Rooster Dinner. These questions I'm going to ask you, these are multiple choice questions. They're all about coming in first place. I'm going to give you various winning scenarios from different games, and you have to identify which games they're from. And sometimes you can read into the questions a little bit and get a bit of a clue from there.
Sounds good. 5
multiple choice questions, and you get 1 point for each one you get correct. And viewers, feel free to pause at home after all the questions if you want to play along. All right, Gavin, you ready?
Absolutely. Let's rock.
All right. Number 1. The star's about to go supernova, and everyone's trying to escape the solar system. The player whose planetary arc is farthest out wins, and all others will die in a fiery demise. Is that A, Soul, Last Days of a Star, B, Beyond the Sun, C, Last Light, or D, Arc Nova?
I'm going to go with A, Soul, Last Days of a Star. I've also heard of Beyond the Sun. I've not heard of Last Light, and of course, Arc Nova is a zoo game, so I'm going to go with A.
All right.
But I'm not sure.
No, you are correct. The answer is
A,
Soul, Last Days of the Star. That's exactly what that game's about. And yeah, you're right, Arc Nova is a zoo game, nothing to do with supernovas or suns, but the name was so perfect for this question that I had to include that as an answer.
Totally. We actually have a game going on BGA right now of Arc Nova, and the guys I'm playing with were like, why is it called Arc Nova? It sounds like a sci-fi game. So
perfect. It's exactly what I was going for here. Yep. All right. Question number 2. Find the parts to the legendary flying machine and rebuild it to escape before your team dies. Is that A, Forbidden Island, B, Forbidden Desert, C, Forbidden Sky, or D, Forbidden Jungle?
I'm going to go with C, Forbidden Sky. But I'm not sure. But that sounds like the most logical choice. Forbidden Desert, Forbidden Island. I know that's not what that's about. Never heard of Forbidden Jungle or Forbidden Desert. I've heard of as well, which is I think another co-op game. But I'm gonna go with C.
Your close is actually B, Forbidden Desert.
Okay.
Yeah. So in Forbidden Island, I believe this is how it goes. You find all the treasures. Then you crash into this desert. You get into a helicopter, you crash in a desert, and then you find the parts of this legendary flying machine. And then when you build that and you escape the desert, then you go into Forbidden Sky, which is this platform in the sky, and you're reconnecting electrical circuits to launch a rocket. But I'm not sure. I think Jungle's the newest game, upcoming game in the series. So, yeah, I'm not sure how that connects to the series. So
that's been a long saga for that. Because Forbidden Island was what 2000. 6 or something.
Yeah, it's an old game, but it's pretty cool once you discover that they're all connected. Even in Forbidden Sky, you can see the little legendary ship from Forbidden Desert on the platform, like a little tiny graphic. It's barely referenced in the game, but it's pretty cool.
Cool.
All right, let's move on to question number 3. Your prisoners planning an escape work together with each other to gather gear, bribe the guards, etc., but somebody will be left behind. To win, make sure you're indispensable to the crew. Is that A, escape from cultists, B, dig your way out, C, escape plan, or D, Alcatraz the scapegoat?
Oh, man. Okay, I've not played any of these games. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go with escape plan.
Escape plan? All right.
Just random.
Nope, sorry. It is actually D, Alcatraz the scapegoat. The scapegoat is actually the person who's going to be left behind. Yeah, because they're like looking for someone to like, okay, we're going to escape. We're going to leave the scapegoat behind, and you're trying to avoid being the scapegoat actually in the game.
Such a mean game.
It's such a mean game. Christina doesn't like playing it. She's like, it's just way too mean. Because it's basically, if you're playing 4 players, 3 people are going to win. 1 person's going to lose. So, all right. Question number 4. Rough. Assemble a team for an expedition. The first to cross the border into the Golden City wins all the treasure. Is that A, Treasure Hunter, B, Treasure Island, C, The Quest for El Dorado, or D, The Island of El Dorado?
I'm going to go The Quest for El Dorado. I don't exactly remember. Like, I know that it's a racing game, so the first person there, I believe, wins. I've played it a couple times. Fantastic game. So even if that's not the right answer, I'm still going with it because it's an awesome game.
Okay, you just want to make sure it gets some kudos here. But you are actually correct. It is C, The Quest for El Dorado. Yep, you're racing, you're building your expedition, but those are the cards of other characters you're building up. And then, first one to cross the border into the Golden City wins. Got it. All right, last question in the first round. Investigators defeat the worldwide threat if they solve 3 of the Ancient One's mysteries. Is it A, Arkham Horror, B, Eldritch Horror, C, Cthulhu Wars, and D, Elder Sign? Our team over here thought this was too hard a question.
Prove us wrong.
And if you're familiar with these games, I'll give you a tiny hint. There is a clue in the way I worded the question. But if you're not familiar, that's not going to help you at all.
I think, well, I know Cthulhu Wars is a big monsters on a map game. So I think, so I've actually not played Arkham Horror, which is embarrassing as a game designer and publisher, but I'm going to go with, so I don't think it's that one because you said it's hard. So I think I'm going to go with Elder Sign.
Elder Sign? Oh, you narrowed it down to 50%, but you picked the wrong one. It is B, Eldritch Horror. Yeah, like in Arkham Horror, it's a city-wide threat, sort of. Like they're all worldwide threats. These guys are going to destroy the world. But in Eldritch Horror, they take the game global, and the map is actually the map of the world versus a map of one city. So that was the clue. But again, you have to have played it to really understand it.
See, I chose Elder Sign because you said there's a clue in the question, and you have the word ancient and elder. I thought maybe connected.
Oh yeah, so. They're all of these Cthulhu monsters are all ancient ones of some sort or another. But yeah,
that's true.
All right. Okay, well, right now you're scoring 2 out of 5, but don't worry, we have lots more questions for you to kind of catch up there. Round 2. So one of your big games, as you mentioned, is Dice Throne. So right now, you can't see it on our camera, but Seasons 1, 2, and Marvel Dice Throne are all taking up a lot of space on our shelves here. They're just these massive boxes, but we love these games. We're big fans ourselves. So we try to theme questions around something to do with you or something to do with your games. My partner, Christina, who's off screen, she wanted me to write some questions about toilets, thrones, toilets, but I couldn't find a lot of games that revolved around them. So instead, we're going to theme this picture round around the other kind of throne, throne, the kind that kings and queens sit on. So round 2 is called a Game of Thrones. So not very original, not very clever of me, but it's called a Game of Thrones, and I'm going to show you empty game boards from games that have something to do with royalty, right? Like it's either a kingdom-based game or king, queen type thing, and you have to just identify what games they're from. And 5 more points are up for grabs. You ready?
Sounds good.
All right. Number 1, name this game.
Ooh. That's Mage Knight. No. Hold on.
Wait, were
hold
you
on.
about to change your answer?
Kingdom Builder?
Oh, good job. Yeah. You
Okay.
got that in just in time. I'm like, I think he's about to change his answer. I'll let him change his answer. But you are correct.
Sorry.
That is Kingdom Builder.
Yes, because it's got the modular boards.
Yep,
and-
exactly. Yep. That is
Okay.
Kingdom Builder. Good job. All right. Question number 2. Can you name this game?
Is that in the Hall of the Mountain King?
Yes. It's a really
Okay.
pretty board. That is correct. That is in the Hall of the Mountain King. All right. Question number 3. Can you name this game?
No. It's not Raw. So.
Nope, it's not Raw. It is Luxor. So,
Okay.
yeah. All right.
Never played that one.
All right. Number 4. Can you name this game?
Kalis.
Kalis. That's correct.
It's a classic.
A classic. I even chose to show the classic game box here because it's so awful. But yeah, so it's classic. One of my favorites. That is Kalis.
So that was released the same year as Agricola, which were, the possibly the second and third worker placement games ever released. I'm not sure if they were developed at the same time, but before that, the only worker placement game before that was I think it was called Bus, and that was considered the first worker placement game ever.
Oh,
So.
all right. So you're showing us a little trivia today, too. All right. Well, question number 5 here. Can you name this game?
Dune Imperium.
Correct.
One of my favorite games of all time.
Yes, love this game as well.
I've played it insane amount.
So, man, you had a really good round 2 in the picture round. Your total score is 6 now out of 10. So you kind of got above the 50% mark there. So, yeah.
I got a C. This is like what, a C plus, C minus?
We haven't quite transferred these to letter grades, but that's probably a D, at least in American school systems. So, but we're not going to use that. We're just going to call it a 6 out of 10.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So now we're filming all of these videos here before we actually publish them. So you haven't had a chance to see how the others have done or what we're doing here. If the previous contestants followed our explicit instructions, they didn't tell you what to expect here.
I didn't know anything. I don't know anything about this.
All right,
so.
good. Yeah, and we're going to tell you the same because we have one more to record after this. But in our final speed round, we're going to test how well you know games from your Canadian designer pals who are competing with you on this season of the Board Game Quiz Show. That's Eric Lang, Daryl Andrews, Erica Bujuris, and Chris Chung. I'm going to show you several names of games, one at a time, and if it's a real board game, and if so, it'll be from one of those 4, just say real. If it's a fake game that doesn't actually exist at all, just say fake. And you're going to have 30 seconds to get through as many games as possible. So you're going to want to go pretty fast here. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Ready, set, go. Cthulhu, Death May Die.
Real.
Real. Smell Smashers.
Fake.
Fake. Kodama 2D.
Fake.
Fake. Dice Theme Park.
Real.
Real. Speakeasy Blues.
Fake.
Real. Roar, Pride of the King.
Real.
Fake. Lord of the Rings, The Confrontation.
Very real.
Very real. That is correct. All right. So you're out of time now. I did throw in some tricks in there for you, but your final score is 12 out of 20. So not bad. Not bad.
Maintaining that 60%.
Yeah, perfect 60% play there, Gavin. Great job. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Gavin. We really appreciate it. Tell people where they can find you.
Roxley.com. yeah, that's pretty much it. Follow us on Roxley.com, or you can look us up on Facebook. Yeah.
All right. So that is the Board Game Quiz Show by Going Analog. Now you can stop watching and go play a game. Bye.